I can just edit anything else off. All right. Oh, did somebody leave?
Yeah.
Or
What?
Border Bro left?
What's his name?
Uh, hold up.
Open.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did everybody read the module?
yeah. I watched the video, or at least part of it.
What
Video
did
the
you guys?
for Joseph. How graphing attention make you
Yeah.
less creative, and the other one, technology.
Yeah.
It's the other one of yeah of how technology knows how you feel.
Which one you want to go for, guys?
The one of how technology makes knows how you feel.
Yeah, I prefer that one too.
I feel that one's a little creepy because you know your like cameras on your phones can like record your eyes and they see like when your pupils dilate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that part of the video was.
And
That's
even when we
crazy.
talk at home about anything like new cars or any model, I found Google after giving me search for these what we are talking about, and that means that they listen, they spy on you.
Yeah, they actually have it like in the like when you buy the car, they'll usually have like this really long document or whatever that you sign and or like when you download an app or something, it'll have like this huge terms and conditions thing. And like to read it would be like a lot, but it usually tells you on there that they have access to your data and your information. Like when like they can see the stuff.
Hmm.
It's just that no one realistically has the time to go through all that.
Yeah.
For me, actually, it's a headache. I don't like it, but even they keep on telling that you can go by settings and stop such stuff, but no, you cannot control your phones. And at the same time, we have to talk about it for you guys, teenagers, how hard to be in such a technology. Do you like
Yeah,
it? You don't like it? What's the positives? What's the negatives?
Just to be clear, is anybody recording from Pronto?
I am.
Okay, okay, good. Redundancy.
Okay.
Um, I feel like it's had like a negative effect, like in the article, the one that's titled "Taking Away the Phones." Oh wait, what is the title? Oh yeah, taking away the phones won't solve our teenagers' problems. I think they had a good point saying that it like it's not causing depression or anxiety, but it is
It's
like
the use.
yeah, but yeah, definitely
It's
went.
definitely like the media that's put out on social media and stuff. Like also like in the video about being creative or whatever, how social media just killed that because you're just focusing
Wait,
on,
which topic are
I
we
guess, the
talking about?
attention technology.
Most of them in general.
Most of them.
The interesting part is on a lot of the arguments, I noticed, well, I couldn't help but to notice that all these arguments slash documents are pre-COVID. All of them. Well, hold on. Let me see the last little annotation document. That is from 2018. Yeah, everything here is pre-2020. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that we've seen in these articles are based on hypothetical information that and studies that they did in laboratory settings and all sorts of things. So that all of this stuff is just theory. All of this stuff is just in theory, technology is, good for your kids, right? To teach them through technology, school, all that, it's great. And then in practice, we saw that was like not so good.
Hmm.
So I just want to like point out that all these arguments are like really, really outdated. And it's amazing how something like this can get outdated in a matter of like what, 5, 6 years. Is 2018, 2019. That was not too long ago.
Do you think like the article is against or like for technology? The one published in 2018.
The one article here, taking away the phones won't solve our teenagers' problems,
Yeah.
is basically saying that the technology itself is not what's causing all the mental health issues that our generation's having. It's that the way it's being used, which they are technically correct.
Mm.
It's just that at the same time, like there's all these psychological tricks with social media, the way there's all these algorithms in the computers that like they based on the other one, how it shows like how your iris reacts or like your eyeball, it dilates.
Hmm.
So what happens is basically the apps will that's how they sense what you like based on what you view and how you react to it. So it is part of what's causing the addiction, and it's even having the phone right there with you is part of the problem. That's why I deleted social media a long time ago from my phone.
Do you guys personally feel like your anxiety or like depression has like risen, or if you've developed any because of social media?
So there's an interesting thing that I noticed. So whenever you take pictures of yourself, like at an event or at a party with friends, you're always smiling. Everybody, like whether you're in a vacation or whatever. So imagine you're now looking through dozens and dozens of photos of people smiling and having a good time, or at least that's what you perceive through those photos. And you're sitting there either in your car or at home or wherever you are, stuck where you are. Think about the psychological effect that has on you.
Yeah, I think
There is a correlation between social media and depression.
yeah, it can also be like comparing
think
yourself.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the video is not about that. It's not about depression but it's about the technology and how it interferes in our life. For example, as when you put your personal data by any app, other apps can get your
Hello.
data. You know, she's
Yeah.
talking about the
Oh,
risk
can you guys hear me?
of technology.
Yeah, that one video is like talking about um that part, but like the article was talking about like anxiety and depression and how it's
Oh,
not.
I didn't read the article yet.
Yeah, they're all talking about technology, but like a little differently. But
Different,
it
yeah,
was,
different point of views.
yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Mhm. But yeah, that one video, I think she was also trying to, I think she was for technology. She was kind of saying like she was innovating stuff also. And then she did like the little experiment with the that one clip. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think she was more like for it evolving.
Yeah, so on the topic of mental health, like based off of the article, I think the article mentions that mental health, like excessive use of the smartphone, is correlated with anxiety and depression, but there's no direct evidence of the devices actually causing the mental health problems. So like, mental health problems um, are have already been there, but like children and users tend to be on their smartphone more to hide away from their problems because of that.
It's the
Yeah.
At least
same with
that's what I got from the article.
it's the same with drugs. It's the same with alcohol. It's the same with smoking. Uh, the addiction is partially because of those issues that are, they're underlying issues. Your phone's not helping at all. It's not making them any better.
Yeah, I agree,
I think
and
it
I
definitely
think
depends on like
one of the solutions that we should be pursuing should not just be like banning phones. It should be looking for what is causing those mental issues or having people go to doctors to diagnose their mental illnesses. And that's a better approach than just targeting the smartphones.
Agreed. What were you gonna say, Diana?
I was gonna say that it definitely depends on the standards and like societal standards that we then implement on ourselves. But here it
I love
asks
it,
like,
guys, how Apple introduced a new
what is
software
the
that kicks you out and lock you out after certain time.
what is
So you cannot be
like
addicted and
technology and
staying for
well-being?
large hours, but all of a sudden,
Muted.
am I?
No.
You can hear me?
Yeah,
You
I can
guys
hear
can't
you.
hear me?
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I
talking
can.
about
Okay,
that new
yeah.
software that Apple introduced, that if you stayed for a long time on an app, it will lock you out after a certain hours. I love it. That's a very smart idea.
Does Android have an equivalent to that for those of you who have Samsungs and other phones?
I'm Samsung.
Uh,
Does it have that or something like that?
Yes, they do.
Hmm.
That's a real practical way so that we can stop addiction and staying a long time on the phone.
yeah. But for those, you also have to hold yourself accountable because you're the one that sets the timer, and like you can always just take it off.
Or just ask
Uh,
a parent to take the passcode.
Well, that's for like kids. Like you could, it's easy to control kids with that, but when you're in charge and you have your passcode and everything, you can just take it off. That's how it is for like Apple. Time, you can always just ignore it.
a
So it has.
smart way instead of staying hours on TikTok. That's one solution, actually. Would you like to talk about solutions or how we can avoid these negatives,
Yeah, go
technology?
and do something else aside from being on the phone. Like go
Supplement.
and work out, go do something, good for yourself.
Something else.
Spend time with your family. Like I just walked for like 10 miles right now. I just came back from a long workout.
Or reading.
So
Uh-huh.
it's like,
Even
and that felt really good. So like the less time you spend on the screen, the more you know.
the fun of reading.
Hmm.
Some
The more you get nervous,
Hmm?
the more you get nervous and lose your temper.
Yeah. Do some push-ups, lift some weights, run on the treadmill.
Reading. Yeah, I like it. How we can go for more activities than just staying on TikTok. I know, different technology.
You know those same tech companies that own those social media platforms, Meta, the one that owns Facebook and Instagram. They made $18 billion on just advertising to us, to our age range, just teenagers from like 18 to 14 or to 13. So like from middle school through high school to like early college, like just advertising alone, they made 18 billion.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
App for what? Giving summary for books instead of you listen to the book while driving. Okay, that's a nice app. Yeah, my husband is telling me about an app that summarizes books, and you can hear it and listen to it instead of just spending time on phone and YouTubes and TikToks.
Mhm.
That's a nice app. I'll give it a try.
Yeah, technology can be good use, but when it's
Yeah.
like gets addictive, that's when it's not good no
Mhm.
more.
Learn an instrument. Like if you spend like legit like 15 minutes a day, you'll get like really good at it like within a couple of months,
Uh-huh.
maybe even weeks.
So it depends on people how they use it.
Yeah.
Either you benefit from it or you misuse it and you got into addiction and these negative stuff. It's not the technology that's negative or bad, but it's us, how we use it.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. For sure.
Uh-huh.
Does anybody else have any more comments?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say how in that one TED talk about like being creative and stuff and how it kills how social media or like the internet kills your creativity. I feel it's because, as a we set this standard to ourselves that if we're not popular enough, then what's like the point, or we don't get enough attention, then why are we doing what we do? And how he said how that really killed his own creativity, like focusing on following count and popularity and attention really killed his own creativity, which like how you guys are saying how social media really kills people's like motivation and mental health and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Funny enough about that, I always see people post or like put things that, I mean, even not even posting because I don't even see social media that often, but I always see people wearing the latest trends and the fashion styles and for the sole intent of showing off. Um, and they're all like luxury brands and all these other things, and it looks, to be honest, the clothing looks a little tacky. Um, but the fun part is, I looked up a picture of Steve Jobs, okay, and he's literally on stage presenting the iPhone wearing sneakers, jeans, and a jacket, or and a t-shirt. Like that's it. And yet he's worth more than everybody who went to my high school combined, and then more than that. So when you consider like, you know, there's no point in following stupid trends or no point in following those things that you see promoted through social media because then you start comparing yourself to others and that's what leads to this depression and anxiety and all these bad things.
Yeah. That's when like your mindset really like you have a pretty good mindset where you don't care, but not everybody's like that.
Yeah.
So depends on the
Thanks.
person.
there was this one guy who actually he runs a business. So these influencers, he literally owns this old busted down private jet. Like its wings are stripped, its engines are gone. It just sits in a parking lot. But he fixed up the inside with like leather and he reupholstered it. And he literally gets influencers. They pay him to rent out the airplane for a couple hours just to do a photo shoot inside, so they can post and make it look as if they own the private jet and they're
Mm.
flying on vacation to somewhere. And it's so stupid
That kind
because
of
it's
reminds me. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Like
Go
on,
ahead.
you know, you guys know like the whole Stanley Cup situation and like the
Oh my
Valentine's Stanley
goodness.
Cups. I've seen like
Oh,
some
yeah.
videos on TikTok where people are offering like, you can use my Stanley Cup to take a selfie for $5. Like just that whole trend thing. Take a picture with the cup. Just how you're
Okay.
saying, like how he remodeled this thing to take pictures in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanley Cup was like, you know what? I look at Stanley, the company, and I'm like, that's genius marketing right there. Because they were supposed to be for men who were working, and it's like they put their coffee in there or whatever, and it's just for that. And then women started buying it like crazy, and they just said, okay, well, we found a new audience who loves our product. And think about how much these have sold in literally the past, like, what has it
Yeah.
been, like 3 months or something?
Yeah, I just started hearing about Stanley's like not too long ago.
Like I
Like
thought
before.
hydro flasks were the thing or something, and then it's this. Like you
Yeah.
just hear that you hear about how fast these trends change, and it's like I'm not spending my money on that. That's ridiculous. Like these things change so much, and it's like, and people spend so much on these things because the new trend is in, and oh, I gotta do what's in, and waste of money. At least in my opinion.
I agree. Is that everything? Do we kind of
Yeah, I
cover?
think that's it. I mean, a lot of them set up the cause and effect relationship, like essentially trying to show how something is caused by something else by like showing data from whatever like the iris test that the person did or with the eyes,
Hmm.
and basically showed how your phones can sense how you
What
feel and
is
how that could change things. But a lot of their topics, again, I think they're a little outdated because we actually saw in practice what that was like for over a year, and now we have a generation of iPad kids, and uh, we've lost so much in our education because we know during high school when we were in COVID or whatever that, or and for the middle schoolers too, you weren't in class, you weren't paying attention, you weren't doing the homework, you were like, you know, screen half and half or like on another tab or something. I was too, and I could tell, like I know, and my grades show it like towards the end, right after when we went back in person. Like that was like the worst time ever. That's why like nowadays I'm very skeptical of technology. Every time someone says, "Oh, this is gonna improve our lives," I'm like, no, you know, I all these smart appliances as well, because like we recently, as of like maybe 2 3 years ago, got a new like washer, and it's one of those like, oh, smart washers or whatever. It just made washing like 10 times harder and more complicated. That's the thing that a lot of people don't consider, is that the added complexity to technology. Anyways,
I think we're pretty much done.
remind me of COVID time? It was hard
yeah,
for us as parents, spending 3-4 hours online by the schools with our children. That was a headache for me. For them, it was fun. They don't want to go, and they woke up by their BJs and pajamas, and they sit and meet the teacher, and that was a lot of fun. But for me, it was a headache. I spent all my time listening and watching, and you get if you have 2 or 3, that's a headache. We spent a year that I will never forget. It was a hard one.
Yeah. Especially for parents, I assume.
It was a lot of work. Keeping it with the teachers and taking care what they are saying, what they are answering, while are they paying attention and attentive with the teachers or no. It was a headache. By all means, it was a headache.
Mm.
Although technology saved us a lot, but
Mm.
it was a hard time.
Yeah.
And I
So
also
we're gonna meet again to record something for to download, or
no,
what shall we go?
we just had to record this meeting.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it just saves it and then I'll upload it, I think.
Yeah,
Were you still screen recording it or no?
I'm still screen recording right now.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Just send me a message on Pronto if yours doesn't go through or whatever. I'll check.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys if I submit it. I'll try to submit it today.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks.
it was
It was nice talking to you guys.
Yeah, me too. Nice to talk to you and meet you. And good luck in the class.
Yes.
Same to you.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye guys.